Welcome to another episode of That Crazy Triangle Guy. Here we are looking at Chainlink on the hourly time frame. And this thin red line right here, I want to point out, Chainlink finally busted through it. That was the top of our parallel channel. Last resistance, the last stand there. At around 1868, which is the breakout point we were calling for. Currently, see now that we have come up to the center line of another parallel channel and meeting resistance there. Now, I will zoom out and let's look at it on a daily, see what we're looking at here. You can see this top of this red parallel channel that we broke out of. Make it a little bit thicker there. We had been traveling in a couple different parallel channels, this downward sloping one. But then ultimately I did see that we had a breakout here, but it wasn't until we cleared this that we could actually confirm that. Now we are meeting the resistance here at the center line. The center line is the part of a much larger and extended channel encompassing history all the way back here. Actually, encompassing the entire history with this white, the parallel channel marked by this thick white line here and here. Now, true, there are no contact points up here, but it's really the bottom part of the line and the center line here that have the contact points, the key contact points. And that's the natural top right there that we didn't quite reach in 2021 in May, which is interesting because actually November was a lower low. Possibly this should have come up to here, but did not for some reason. 90. Well, that's quite a lot. Anyway, regardless, these dotted lines here are simply targets. I'm trying to guesstimate where the target for this breakout is, and I'm not coming up with anything. We're on the weekly time frame now. I do have a flagpole here drawn to the initial. It would be the same. Drawn to this initial bull flag pattern here. And then projected up here. That would bring us all the way up to $30. Which guess maybe that's our target. The problem is it doesn't coincide with any other key targets here. We've already surpassed this area. These dashed lines are the other targets, and so this just shoots right through all those. It doesn't coincide with any of those. So I'm having a problem with that. And yeah, the only intersections we have would be right here at $20 on March 11th. Just not seeing anything here. So what I did is I went to a previous Chainlink chart that I had drawn and did see Now this channel here, this purple channel, is drawn a little bit differently than the previous one. I don't have anything larger on a larger time frame there. Let's get rid of this so we have more room. And I'll switch to a weekly here. Well, also what's key to note here is that Chainlink is holding support on the 200 weekly moving average right here. It has been this whole consolidation area here. A lot of these other altcoins don't have enough history to produce a 200 weekly moving average. So, but you can see how we traveled historically in the bottom portion of this parallel channel, the purple one, and then shot through it, traded in the upper portion, traded on top of it, fell back through along the center line, and back down to the bottom here. At the bottom of our bear market, that we have here in June of 2023, actually, for this. Chainlink really went sideways here. And finally, with the SEC FUD naming a bunch of securities for Binance, that's where the this is what Gary Gensler does to the market. He manipulates it, so he should be charged with that. Chainlink went sideways for a very, very, very long time here. That's funny. But I mean, it held support right here at this level, which is really, really good. So now, as far as the target goes, we do have this upward channel moving here, which is so we have these two steeper channels, and they are clones of one another. So this one you can clearly see the price action within it, and I pulled it over to key points here on November and anyway, regardless, I'm not going to get into that. It's a little bit too deep, but so within this channel we also have this other one which would bring the price action through there, through the center line here, and up to the top. Time frame are we looking at here? See, this channel would bring us to the top of the purple center line around October, November time frame at $115 for Chainlink, which is currently trading at about $20. That would be a 5x from here. That is perfectly in line with what should be expected. So, following all this, I'm looking at a breakout target from this area in back into this channel. I mean, it would presumably continue on about this channel at some, possibly even like it has here, up travel in the channel a little bit, fall back down out of it. Everybody's looking for a pullback that I just don't know when it's going to happen, but I don't think it's going to happen at least for a few weeks. We had the pullback into March and April in this time frame here. Possibly it could see Chainlink coming up to this top of this channel here at about $30. 32. I think that looks like a good target there, 32, and then kind of pull back. But it would be more or less sideways action here into the beginning of May, and then probably try to hold the center line as support. I'd imagine. Now, I believe the bull run will start in June, late June, mid June to early July. So let's see where that is on our chart here. That would be right there. So, we don't got a lot going on here. This is a pretty boring video turning out to be. But I do think so. My targeted chain link is going to be $32 here. This is the only kind of right up to the top of that channel. Now let's see if that makes any sense on this other chart here. What is this? Okay, so see, that's $30 there from this bull flag pattern that I've. So yeah, I'm sticking with that. I guess we come up to the top of this channel probably. Now where I had it drawn over here on this chart was, what date was that? 26th of February. If we look over here, the 26th of February would put us at about 3180 at the top of this parallel channel. So that looks like a good price target for me. There you go. There you have it. We have a price target for Chainlink. Now, as far as past price action, that would get us up to here. And we're on a weekly. Okay, 3180. Let's see if he looks a little bit better on a daily. Well, you can see right here that we do kind of ride along the top of it and have resistance in that region. Yeah, so you can kind of see it acts as a point of resistance there, support right here, and resistance here, support there. That's probably about as far back as it goes. So that's almost near the all-time high. What was the all-time high for Chainlink? Oh, $52, $54. It's funny how much of an increase that is from just right here. This is 30, but that's all the way up to 50. So, okie dokie. There you have Chainlink. Let's get to Bitcoin real quickly. And then, well, you know what? Let's start off with Render because Render led the way, actually, on this breakout, but is seeing a rejection. And Chainlink took the spotlight here. Render actually did break out of its parallel channel, but not on a daily time frame that we're looking at here. On a 4-hour time frame, the Render did close several candles outside of, above this parallel channel marked by this red line here, um, and has fallen back down to here. But you can see the support it's getting on these other channels, and I believe, I'm sure it's probably going to make another move. Um, and more than likely continue at least oscillating in this red parallel channel. Next move, I believe Render will bounce here and come back up too. If I could see the numbers here, I can't. Come up to around 518, probably. Yeah, near its local high here, about five, not quite 530. Puts Render up here. So it's trading at 449. That would be an 80 cent move. About 20% or so. %, move back up to that area. So anyway, that's what's going on with Render. I do believe it will continue trading up in this blue parallel channel. By the end of February, I see Render up at above $7, close to $8. Let's see, the 26th was where we were looking at for Chainlink. 684 for Render up here. Let's just put an X there. I'm not doing anything real analytical here. Just putting an X where those two lines cross. Now, what is that dashed line that I'm looking at? Going sideways there. It's part of a larger, around a 4-hour. Let's move to a weekly. Yeah, that looks natural. It'd be a natural move, and actually looks very reasonable. As you can see, Render has been oscillating in this channel, finding the center line of support and resistance, and was the center line where we had our last rejection right here at the local high. Pretty much right there was where we were. So that's the next move for Render. Got those two down. Bitcoin. Now, what's really, really interesting, Bitcoin's playing out really, really well with these lines that I have drawn here. We're looking at the 1 hour. I thought possibly we could start heading up here, up this line here. We are going to head upwards in the direction of this channel. Thought we might start here, but it's really funny. Right at the intersection of these lines is where we fell through, and then tried to the bottom of this pink channel acted as resistance here to us, and we fell down through the bottom of this pink channel. Now, I have a lot of channels, and they all have significance as far as price action goes, recently and historically, going back quite a while. But it's just really too difficult to get into the exact nature of all those lines that I have drawn. But regardless, we did fall through this pink channel here, and we did it back here as well. And these have both been fake outs. But what we did do both times was we fell to this blue line here. We fell exactly to the blue line here. Um, and I believe that both of these times have been fake outs to make people think that we're going down further. Although we did find support on this pink parallel channel here. And I've fallen through that there, and currently meeting resistance again at it. And we will be meeting resistance at the top of our green parallel channel, which is a major one that goes all the way. If you've been following, you know the green parallel channel is a significant channel that Bitcoin has been traveling, and it has acted as support and resistance for over a decade. And then this upper green line is the bull flag channel that we're traveling in. So we're coming to the top of that, top of the green parallel channel, and back into this pink parallel channel, all intersecting right here, as well as the center line of this channel here. Now, I placed the center line there because I knew that that would be a key area, and presumed that we would travel through there. But I placed this channel a long time ago, before we were in price action got anywhere near here. And it's funny that we fell through right here where where these lines intersect. Now back to this blue line that we hit on. This blue line is the bottom of a channel that I created off of the blue parallel channel that has historical significance. You can see the thicker blue line right here. That is the trend line that we had been finding support on since January of 2023, in March of 2023, in some other date, and then finally fell through, I think June of 2023, and then finally fell through in August of 2023. And came back through it up here around December. Right there, yeah, the beginning of December, we re-entered the blue parallel channel, and it acted as support until we fell back through here on the 12th of January. But now, so I have this secondary blue channel that is just floating right along the bottom of that, and price action has traveled below that, and that's really not of significance. But what is of significance is that we have to go to at least a daily. Let's go to a daily time frame, and let's close this so we have more room, and turn our auto thing on. And we're going to go okay, so now you can, before we go way back in time, you can see the blue channels here. So what I said is clear to see, and maybe I should have done this earlier. Here's the January support, the March support, the June support, and then falling through in August. And here's the secondary blue channel that I drew below that. And currently, we found support right here and are bouncing off of that secondary channel. Now, this blue channel doesn't have a lot of historical history with Bitcoin, other than recently, since January, or since actually here, we were finding at the top of it as support all the way back in September of 2022 through November of 2022. But that is the last time that that Bitcoin price action interacts with the blue parallel channel, except one other point. And we have to go way, way, way back in time. Way back in time. And the green channel, like I mentioned earlier, is in here. So you can clearly see the historical price action and importance of that channel in Bitcoin's history. But the blue channel has yet to re-interact with Bitcoin until we get to the very, very beginning. Back here with our friend, little Sinclair the dinosaur. Here's our blue parallel channel once again, interacting with Bitcoin price action. And you can see here with the circles that I've made how Bitcoin has come right down. The bottom portion, this secondary channel that I added, acted as resistance here and support here. And when we did find support on it, we took off pretty significantly there. Now you do see this coming back down like this, and I'm just going to ignore that for now. But I suppose it does place some significance, although we do not have a halving anywhere near here. It doesn't happen until sometime in 2012. Do I have it marked on this chart? Yeah, there it is. Way over here is the halving, the first halving event. But this is a parabolic bull run starting here. I have it starting here, I believe. Let's switch to a weekly, and it's easier to see on a weekly. Nope, there's Sinclair the dinosaur. So you can see the parabolic run starting right about here in April of 2011. And if you take from where we bounced off the blue channel here to, well, you want to go the week before. So that's 21 bars, 21 weeks prior to the parabolic run. And you do see this pullback. How many? Well, let's see. So we have one more week, 2 more weeks, 3 more weeks, 4 more weeks. That's a month. And we're in February now, so March. See, our halving isn't till like over here somewhere. So this doesn't really make much sense other than the fact that we had a run up and a pullback. And that is what I do and everybody else currently believes. Well, everybody just thinks we're going to pull back from here. I think we're going to have a significant run up if we're going to have any type of a pullback. Everything is being bought up at 40,000. If you're paying any attention to the charts at all, you know that everything is being bought up right here at around 40,000, right here. So bouncing off the top of this blue parallel channel, let's get off the auto here. What I want to show you is that we are right here currently. And heading 21 weeks out. Takes us to the first week of July, where I've said that our parabolic bull run will start. So there you have that. Now, so evidence supports the theory that I have that the parabolic bull run will start here in mid June to early July. And we are currently over here, and halving is right here. And my theory is that we come up, come down into the halving, go side. And not necessarily we're having a big dump into the halving, but more or less sideways and down. Now, how far we come up here is the question. Everybody else thinks we're going to come down here. We're going to go down to 30 somehow, and then whatever. That's just absolutely ridiculous. And the reason people are saying that, and you have everybody pushing, you got to understand, people that are saying that are sitting in cash. Why else would they say that we're going down to 30? They're sitting in cash. They're making a mistake. They want it to go down to 30, so they're trying to talk it down. Everybody's trying to talk it down. You gotta be smart. Anyway, they're sitting in cash, and that's what's going to drive this bull run, because they're going to FOMO. Their FOMO is going to drive this when they realize it's not going down. This is their last chance to get in. So, and plus all the ETFs are buying it all up. And if you're watching the short sales on the ETFs, that those have significantly gone down. So, you know, I'm still holding on. And I've said this since August of 23, that Bitcoin's coming up to between 58 and 62 here. If we get that high, we'll just have to see maybe at least to 57-ish, and then sideways, and then kind of upwards, and then blast off. So I'll just leave it there. Let's zoom in to see what Bitcoin is currently doing. Do you think there's any possible, wow, where'd all those lines go? I was about to say, do you believe that there's any chance Bitcoin could even get through those lines? So Bitcoin is heading right here to the intersection. And then once it breaks that intersection, we're just going to continue onwards and upwards in that channel. Now, why this channel? Let's go on 4 hour. They're all the same channel. All these green channels here, green channel, green channel, green channel. Some of them I've doubled up, but they all describe price action as it moves upwards. You can see how we oscillate to the top of the channel, come back down, back up to the center line, come back down. Anyway, the price action is enclosed by these channels. Sometimes we come back down, we follow back up, but it goes follows these slopes. Stop moving. This thing's so dumb. And most recently, if I can click on the right portion of my keypad, I can clearly see how he traveled up here, came to the center line there, and have traveled up these channels here. We've taken a big sideways step here, and I believe we are ready to start moving back up in this channel. And that will take us up into right around here is where I see us meeting our next resistance, somewhere along the center line of this channel, and the re-entering the blue parallel channel. And this is right around 46,000 and some change, 46 and a half. We'll probably run into some resistance here around 44.5, 44.7. And that's what's going to be going on this week. By the end of the week, I think we'll be up here by the end of the week. And probably consolidate sideways into the weekend. Where's Monday? That brings us over to here. Yeah, I think we'll just continue upwards, find some resistance here, and continue back up to here somewhere before moving onwards and upwards. And you can see here my other targets that I have. Now, of course, these might come over. Anyway, we're getting way out there. Let's make it through this week, back up to around 46,000. And is that what I said, right? 46,000 right here. Yeah. And we'll see where we go from there. Like, subscribe, and we will see you next time.